Alright, this is gonna be like like a selfie, I guess you would say. First of all, I didn't vlog the rest of the day, and I didn't have my phone when this incident happened. My phone was in my vehicle, locked. When everything was said and done. Took the kids to the new Wilder splash pad. And okay, so let me explain before I go into all this. As you guys will see in the vlog after this one. Yeah, after this one. You will see that my mom and my cousin took off by canoe, and they dropped their cars off at my house, and 45 minutes out is my grandmother's house, and they went down into the river, and then they are kayaking all the way back up to my house. Well, right now they're not going to make it that far. They're wore out, they're beat. It's going to be like 10 o'clock at night before they even get to my house, so they're going to be in the dark, which they have headlights and everything like that. But being out in the dark on the Ohio River, the Ohio and the Licking River, because they'll be crossing back and forth, it's not a good sign. So with all that being said, it's not a good sign. So we waited a little bit till we knew that they were going to be in signal, and it was hot. So me and my aunt and my grandmother decided to take the kids, including Beans because he's a service dog. We were going to take them down to the Wilder splash pad down by between my house and my grandmother's house. Okay, I've heard of this place. I have been to Wilder plenty of times. It's like Covington to Newport, the Bronx to like downtown New York. Like, it's like that, okay? So anyways, as I am pulling up to this place, like I said, I drove around it one time. It was completely packed. There was no parking. There was like nothing and nothing. So we didn't stay. I only looked for like a parking spot, but I didn't see like where it'd be handicap accessible, where the ramps were for the strollers, for wheelchairs, stuff like that. I didn't get the time to look at that. And that was 2 years ago, last year, almost a year and a half, something like that. Lex was little, put it that way, and he's 2 now. So this time we decided to go down there and check it out. It was free and everything like that. And I'm trying to not make a big deal out of this situation because like I will get mad and upset, and I have anxiety, and when I'm caught in confrontations, it doesn't go over that well. Like, I shut down, I break down, I have like a nervous like physical attack to my body. I go into like panic mode, my knees get weak, I go into like full blown panic because I have been put in situations because of my CMT. I physically can't fight nobody. I can't. I know that I would be like the weaker one, and I know that like basically like body flare-ups when you're put in like confrontations like that, I get wore out so easily, and I can fall easily. I can do anything because the way how my body is. So like my CMT on top of like my anxiety and being put in stuff like that, I can't. And then meeting my ex-husband and going through all of that, it made confrontations a whole lot worse, because when I have confrontations, no matter the situation, I break down because my body instantly goes into like fight or flight, and it's like I'm stuck and I'm paralyzed and I can't move, and it's like I don't know what to do. Like, I have to sit there and stand up for myself and my kids, but at the same time, like, I want to run because I know like what I've been through. So, and I don't want to go through that again. You know what I mean? And I'm sure like anybody that's been through like trauma really bad can probably tell you, honestly. There's people with like social anxiety who like break down, and I'm not making fun of like any of you. I'm saying like you have like a fight or flight thing and you don't know what to do. So I'm saying this before I tell you what happened. So my daughter, who has a heart murmur that we found out that she didn't outgrow out of, the doctors didn't check it, and so we thought, and they never brought it up, and we thought that it like it went away after she was a baby. But then at her last appointment, we found out that she still has it. So my 5-year-old has a heart murmur, and she has like bladder issues, but we can't, with everything going on, we don't know like what it is. We don't know if it's like CMT related. Like, she doesn't have CMT that we know of. She's been tested. I'm waiting on the results of that. They do say that she like mimics like my deformities, but like doesn't have the strand, which that's common. And on their dad's side, he had kidney problems. So you understand what I'm saying? So like there's some things. So we don't know if it's genetics or what. Henceforth, why, and the vlog that you'll see is why I talk about part of the reason why my kids, like, we eat unhealthy, but I try to make sure like they don't get a lot of sugar and stuff like that. So anyways, we pull up at Wilder splash pad by the firehouse. First time me and my grandmother, my aunt, and my kids have ever been there. We finally find a spot. It's by the steps. I knew it was going to take me a minute to get the steps. I, not knowing where the bathroom was, I knew there was bathrooms, but I didn't know where they were. And my daughter all of a sudden has to go to the bathroom, and she can't hold it. She starts peeing down her leg, and she was upset and like panicked, like she couldn't help it. So with my front door being open and I'm trying to get everybody else out of the car because I didn't want to leave everybody else unattended, and my grandmother panicking about me not locking the car, and like she was already peeing too. So my front door was open, and when my van, I have an ADA van, so anytime like the door's open, the van like lowers to the ground. So like you only see like this much, about maybe like this much of of like underneath the front door. Okay, my daughter is squatted down. There's a hill going up, okay? So like you can't see anything, and I'm hovering over my daughter. My aunt's in the back trying to get the toddler and everything out because I'm looking at my thing right now. It's 3 hours later and it's 85 degrees. It was a high of 95 a little bit ago. So it's hot, trying to get the dog out. We're trying to get like anything and everything out. My daughter couldn't hold it. She pees. What I do when my daughter pees is I take water and I pour it on top of it. And then like I sit there and like I try to wipe it up if it's a lot. Like I take a towel with me and I try to like dry it up so nobody walks in it. That's me. Like if it's the grass, you're not gonna be able to do that in the grass. But my daughter pees. I have a man whose car is parked next to me, all huffy and puffy, and I'm telling you, he didn't look like him, but his like body language reminded me of my ex-husband. And he's got like a cooler in his hand. He's all huffy and puffy and like ticked off. And I was like, okay. I looked at my aunt. I said, I'm gonna close the door. I'm gonna let them go ahead and get in their car because I could just tell he was ready to go. I didn't know it was us. I didn't know anything at this point. I thought maybe like kids were acting up. Him and his old lady got into it. Like I don't know. Like I didn't know. I didn't know. And he goes, as I'm getting to the front of my car and trying to use the front of my hood to step up on the lift part, because I didn't know where the ramps were. I didn't know anything like that. He goes, lazy assholes. And it didn't click. It didn't click to me. And he goes, I just stepped in somebody's piss. And then he goes, well, not somebody's piss, that little girl's piss. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I said, I put water down over it. I was about ready to get it up with the towel that's in my arm. And I was trying to let you go ahead and get into your car. Like, I didn't say, go ahead and get into your car yet, because he wouldn't let me finish. He goes, no, she peed and that's what it was. And it's at my car. I watched her pee. You're lazy. I said, she couldn't make it to the bathroom. She couldn't hold it. He goes, yeah, right. She didn't, yeah, right. You were just too lazy to make it. I said, I am sorry. I said that you had to step in. And I'm apologizing, like, for real. I've never seen anybody act out like this about a child emergency bathroom, you know, happening. I've never seen it happen before. And I felt bad because, like, I'm trying to apologize, trying not to get, like, outrageous and stuff like that. And he goes, I watched her pee. I know it's pee. It is not water. It is pee. And it's going at my car. I didn't realize we were on a hill, like the hill coming down, but I didn't realize the hill going this way. That makes any sense. So, like, it was like they built a hill and then it had, like, an actual, like, hill. Like, natural hill. It, like, wasn't enough, I guess you would say. And I said, I am sorry. And he was like, I just stepped in it. Oh my God. I don't know what kind of diseases you have or any of your family have. That I'm going to get sick. It's all over my shoes. It's all over everything. And I'm like, she couldn't help it. I said, I am sorry. And I was like, I'm not lazy. I said, I have muscular dystrophy and I'm trying to get my kids out of the car. And I said, she was already peeing. She can't help it, man. And he just kept calling us every name in the book. And at that point, I was going to let it go. Like, I'm trying not to start an incident. I'm trying to have a good day. I'm trying, like, I know dealing with somebody, like, who gets mad about stuff like that. I know how not to, like, piss them off even more. Because if you fight back, they're going to fight back even more. And I was like, I was standing up for my daughter, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm sorry you stepped in it. I'm sorry. I was going to clean it up. But I said you were in a hurry to get into your car and it was hot. And I didn't want you to be left. I was like, I didn't want to upset you more. And I said, I noticed that you had a cooler in your hand. It looked pretty heavy. And I apologize. I am sorry. He backs up after he goes back and forth up and down the hill as I'm trying to make it up the steps. He's going back and forth saying things, and he was saying it loud enough where other people could hear him. And then he backs up, and at that point I was going to let it go, like straight up I was going to let it go, because it didn't click on me about what he said, about how he said that he saw my daughter peeing. And he said, I watched her pee. Okay, I watched her pee. Now, it didn't click. Like, I was in, like, full fight or flight mode, you know, trying to figure out, trying to stay calm. Like, I'm a nervous wreck. I'm, like, everything in between. So as I'm sitting up there with my kids, he backs up with him and his old lady. And I don't think they had kids, honestly. I didn't see any with them, but I could be wrong. I don't know. And they were in a, I don't want to say the vehicle. I don't want to say the vehicle. But I back up. Or, I'm sorry. I'm up at the top. They back up. And at that time, I thought they left. But what they did was they circled back and forth behind my van a couple of times, telling everybody what happened and how we were nasty and sleazy and scumbags and not to come to this park because we were horrible monsters and just everything in between. And I, the lousy mom, and he was pointing up at me, and he said the whole family's disgusting and nasty and dirty and just everything. And then he took a picture of my license plate. And that's when I was outraged. I was outraged, okay? I didn't do anything in the wrong. So I let the kids play for a minute. And then I was like, you know what? Let's go to the one that's closer to my house. And we will deal with it from there. Not deal with it, but I said, we'll go and, you know, we'll play and everything. And I was like, you know, let me stop for a minute. Because I'm like, this doesn't sit well with me. Like, this is turning my stomach. Not the things he said to me. Like, I will say something. But the fact that he took a picture of my license plate. And then, or after he treated me like that, and after he physically watched my daughter pee, and he admitted to it, and I'm like, what? So then I went up to the fire station. I walked inside. There was nobody in there. I couldn't find anybody. I called the fire station. Mind you, I was in the back by the trucks, where they were originally when I pulled up. I called the fire station. I told them what happened. And I was sitting at the police station right in front because I was like, okay, maybe they'll tell me to go into the building. Maybe they'll tell me something. I don't know. Police station calls me back about the whole situation. Fire department was upset. They didn't have cameras aimed at the parking lot. They said they were going to. I called the police about it. The police said, you know, it would have been better to take them to the bathroom, you know, but in situations sometimes you can't. And he said, you tried, you know, like, he said that, because I was on the verge of crying, straight up, like, just talking about it right now makes me want to cry, because it's like that fight or flight, and I don't know what to do, but I know what to do. Like, it's like trying to stay level-headed. So he says, you did what you could, and he said, I'm glad you called. He said, granted, he said, we weren't down there to witness any of it, and you didn't get a license plate, because I didn't. I physically couldn't make it back down the steps in time for him to leave, and I didn't want to go down there and cause an altercation, because I didn't want to cause an altercation. Like, I didn't want to upset him even more. And I stayed calm about it. I did. Everybody that heard me said that I stayed calm about it. And, anyways, he said if I gave the police officer, I was like, look, this is the make, the model, and everything of my car. I want to give this all to you because I know had we have gone to the bathroom, yes, but she couldn't make it, so I wasn't in the wrong. And the officer said, he was like, I've had times with my kids where we had to pull over and stuff because they just couldn't make it and there was no bathroom close enough. And sometimes little kids can't help it, and sometimes people with problems, well, I say problems, but medical problems, they can't. They can't. They can't. And he understood it. So as I'm sitting there talking to him and everything, he's, I gotta pull up here at Casterline Lake. But anyways, I figure out which way I'm going. So as I say this, I told him, I was like, here's my plate number and everything. I said, I just fear, I know he's going to probably call in. I know he's probably going to, like, post it, because that's what people do when they want to, like, shame somebody. And especially, he took a picture of my license plate, man. Like, he circled back behind my car, and he got, like, every angle of my vehicle. Okay? Like, he did. And, I was just not trying to cause a bigger issue. I was trying to be the bigger person and not give in. So, anyways, with all that being said, I'm getting worked up about it. But I told the police what he said and everything. And they said that wasn't right, and on his behalf. And they said that he hasn't called in yet, but they're going to ask him for the information and the plate number. And they said they're going to act like, you know, see if they'll give him the plate number. Not saying that I called in already on them, but he said that he's going to, you know, he's going to see what he says. He's going to ask him how he knows and everything, because honestly, like we said, and the police officer said, he said, who's not to say that you opened your door so nobody could see her, and she was changing her clothes, and at that time you was emptying a water bottle or something out. Like, who's not to say? And it was all right there in the same spot. Doesn't mean she was peeing. And I said, yeah, exactly. So, okay, I gotta find, there's Ryland Heights. Okay, so anyways, I said, what do I do about him posting, like, my license plate and everything on Facebook and, like, blasting me, because that wasn't okay. I understand I should have took her to the bathroom. I understand that, but I couldn't. And I said, I did what I could in the situation given, and he said, I understand that. He said, you're not at fault. And he said, if he or anyone posts that, then you can, by law, take that and have it, he said, bring it down and speak to him directly in the Wilder Police Department. So I'm just like, I'm trying to watch out and everything, because I purposely got a whole nother vehicle because my ex-husband cut the brake lines on my car, on my van. Me and my daughter flipped in it. Then I had a van that looked like my other van, and I was terrified of him finding my van because it looked like it. And so then I sat there and I got another van. I got a different color. I got an ADA van because I need an ADA van. Like, everything doesn't stem back to my ex-husband, but it plays factor for, like, my mental well-being and my kids' well-being. That way he can't find us. And so for him to sit there and take my license plate where anybody can run it and calling in and say, hey, so and so has my car, blah blah, or, like they can do anything with it. And then because of our plate, he could find out where we moved to. He could find out where we are, which then, because we're in that district, he could find out where the kids go to school at. And it doesn't sit well with me at all. It doesn't sit well. And I said, I just want to protect my kids, man. Myself and my kids, because I don't know what this man is capable of. If he's going to get upset and watch a little girl pee, then I don't know what to do. Honestly, I don't know what to do, honestly. Like, I know what to do, but I don't know what to do, and I'm a stuck duck, and I fear for my kids on every level. As a mom, like, you worry about things like that, and I can't really call him, I don't want to call him a pedophile, because I don't feel like that was the case. Like, I don't think he was being creepy about it, but he did say, I literally sat there and watched her pee right there. You can't lie to me. And I was like, but I didn't lie. I just didn't get to finish what I was saying. And he goes, well, you're stuttering about it. And I'm like, I'm stuttering because I'm in like a fight or flight mode, and I don't know what to do because I've never had an issue like this before. And I don't want to keep talking about it, but I wanted to share it because I think they should have gotten off my chest. And I'm just like stuck, like a stuck duck. And I feel like my life is just wild and crazy as is, and I sometimes don't know what to do because I don't know what to do. But I got to get off of here and so I got to get off of here and Google this park that I got to go to and find them and wait for them. So but I do want to say, like, my life is crazy, and I share the day-to-day stuff. I do share things, but when something like crazy happens and it's like you wouldn't think that it would happen, I try to like share that with you guys because I want to let y'all know, like, you are not alone, and I want like feedback and everything, because not like to get like popular or like YouTube famous or whatever. Like, no, I want feedback, because like I guess the way I am with like things that, like, bad things that happen, like, I need reassurance that like I'm not overthinking things and I'm not crazy and I'm not, it just goes back to like being that victim, that domestic violence victim. Honestly, that's what it goes back to, and I know that's what it goes back to. And as I sit here and talk about it, like, I have everything flashing back to my mind of what has happened, and I can't keep living like that. That's why I have counseling and everything. I'm trying to be okay, but I'm gonna pull over and figure out where I'm going. So I'll see y'all in another video, and I'm pretty sure I'm okay. Yeah, I'm at a body shop. All right, let me get off here.